Bonjour, bonsoir, super branché dans la Gade TV. Nous comptons rejoindre jeudi mardi 12 août là pour nous présenter une première émission pour ce maintenant et qui c'est également première émission pour année. Ça fait longtemps nous pas comment nous en forme. Et bien moi-même pas nous en pleine forme donc je connais fanatique nous t'a souffrir un peu parce que chaque jour n'a pas écrit n'a pas dit bon côté Chanel là nous miss Chanel là eh bien nous t'es campé pour des raisons techniques qui pas dépendre de volonté nous donc nous retourner et nous retourner pour la plus belle. Et sujet qui a dominé l'actualité, c'est l'administration et Trump qui décide de fédéraliser district capital là. District capital là qui c'est Washington DC, Washington District of Columbia, qui c'est capitale là, et les États-Unis. Donc, côté que l'administration fait comprendre que niveau crime est très élevé, niveau homeless et ça le 102 mais en français est très élevé et puis en pile camp des fortunes capitale là donc yo estimé que vraiment son mauvaise image pour pays qui c'est première puissance dans le monde là pardon pour capitale c'est dans état salé. Eh bien, n'a rappelé nous et d'ici capitale là District of Columbia, qui c'est capitale fédérale pays États-Unis, parce que chaque fois où je parle de capitale fédérale États-Unis, c'est parce que chaque État, chaque 50 États, ont une propre capitale. Donc, si on va vivre en Florida, ou une capitale là, c'est Tallahassee, si on va vivre en Massachusetts, ou une capitale là, c'est Boston, si on va vivre en New York, ou une capitale là, c'est Albany, eh bien, capitale fédérale là, c'est Washington District of Columbia. Eh bien, l'administration a décidé pour les take over, pour les prendre en charge pour fédéraliser parce que dit niveau de crime très élevé. Côté que le président avec toute équipe liante dans une conférence de presse jeudi, il a parlé de niveau crime qui gagne dans Washington, il dépasse Bogota dans Colombie, il dépasse Lima dans Pérou, il dépasse Brasilia dans Brésil, etc. Donc, il dit pas qu'arrêter à Gade avant de venir trop tard. Parce qu'il dit comme ça que, et même gens ils mettent l'ordre sur la frontière sud États-Unis, quand on connaît que moun qui collé avec Mexique, là, moun t'a entré demander asile. Donc, il dit comme ça dans 3 derniers mois, ça là, c'est 0 moun qui traverse les frontières. Il dit comme ça, donc, c'est dans même optique ça tout. Non, même optique ça tout pardon, yo pral mettre l'ordre dans la capitale fédérale. Et pour te rappel, la capitale fédérale là, elle n'est pas placée dans aucun state parce que selon sa constitution, on dit faut que l'autorité neutre pour éviter ça le conflit d'intérêt parce que s'il t'a placé dans un state ça t'a pas un certain privilège donc yo obligé de mettre le net. Et puis, la capitale fédérale, là, il y a une frontière avec Virginia, Maryland, et tout côté ça, etc. Il y a une superficie qui est égale avec 177 km². 177 km². Il y a une population selon census 2024 qui c'est 702 250 moun qui vivent là-dedans. Et puis magistrat qui c'est un démocrate qui c'est Muriel Bowser et c'est madame ça qui c'est capitale qui c'est magistrat capitale et district capital là et district of Columbia et puis police département police métropolitain gouvernement prend en charge selon sa autorité policière il dit que eh bien amis c'est sous notre ça n'a mettre un bout avec édition nouvelle là pour aujourd'hui non pas c'est Versace Tabac moi pas quitter nous avec un petit reportage de Fox News crédit c'est pour Fox News lié et attendez avec des oreilles non comment et administration t'a parlé dans la conférence de presse ça n'a pas retourné de mes événements pour l'autre édition de nouvelle passez bon après-midi bye bye.
I've been up here a lot. I've never seen a crowd like this. I think we need a ballroom. And that's happening. It's going to be a beautiful ballroom. This is really A lot of people, most I've ever seen in this room. And we're here for a very serious purpose, very serious purpose. Something's out of control, but we're going to put it in control very quickly like we did on the southern border. I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States. I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly. And you people are victims of it, too. You know, you're reporters, and I understand a lot of you tend to be on the liberal side, but you don't want to get mugged and raped and shot and killed. And you all know people and friends of yours that happened. And so you can be anything you want, but you want to have safety in the streets. You want to be able to leave your apartment or your house where you live and feel safe and go into a store to buy a newspaper or buy something. And you don't have that now. The murder rate in Washington today is higher than that of Bogota, Colombia, Mexico City, some of the places that you hear about as being the worst places on earth, much higher. This is much higher. The number of car thefts has doubled over the past 5 years, and the number of carjackings has more than tripled. Murders in 2023 reached the highest rate probably ever. They say 25 years, but they don't know what that means because it just goes back 25 years. Can't be worse. Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged-out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it. Just like we did on our southern border. Nobody comes through our southern border anymore. 3 months in a row, we had zero. I don't know if that's right, but the people that do the work, it's a very liberal group of people, actually, and they actually said zero for the last 3 months. Nobody thought a thing like that was possible. And, you know, when you say take a look at numbers, I just saw some charts. These are different cities throughout the world. Red is, okay, the red is a place called Washington, D.C. Look at these. Baghdad is, we doubled up on Baghdad. Panama City, Brasilia, San Jose, Costa Rica, Bogota, Colombia, heavy drugs. Mexico City, I mentioned, Lima, Peru, all double and triple what they are. So do you want to live in places like that? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think the people in this room, if you wrote correctly, you'd see, look at the kind of numbers we have. D.C., 41 per 100,000, number one that we can find anywhere in the world. Other cities are pretty bad, but they're not as bad as that. Is that where you want to live? The reporters of the world? Juvenile offenders and crimes against persons, as they say. It's getting worse. Not getting better, it's getting worse. And we had a recent indication. There was a story about a man who was just left. He quit because he was asked to do phony numbers on crime. And we're going to look into that. I think Pam is going to be looking into that. But he was asked by the city, I guess, that we don't want to show the real numbers. Let me do numbers so it looks like it's going down. Not going down. And under Biden, it was a disaster. And nobody did anything about it. We're going to do things about it like you wouldn't believe. Every American has a constitutional right to be able to access and petition their government in safety, and countless federal officials and employees likewise have the right to carry out their jobs in peace without being shot. As you know, I lost a very good person a while ago, was shot, waiting for his wife. He was in the car. They robbed his car. They shot him. They killed him like it was nothing to it. She was walking to the car. It's a horror show. This issue directly impacts the functioning of the federal government and is a threat to America, really. It's a threat to our country. We have other cities also that are bad, very bad. You look at Chicago, how bad it is. You look at Los Angeles, how bad it is. We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone. We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to lose our cities over this. And this will go further. We're starting very strongly with D.C., and we're going to clean it up real quick, very quickly, as they say. Days ago, a former member of the DOJ staff was savagely beaten by a band of roving thugs after defending a young woman from an attempted carjacking. He was left dripping in blood. He thought he was dead, with a broken nose and concussion. Can't believe that he's alive. He can't believe it. In June, a 21-year-old congressional intern was tragically killed after being hit by a stray bullet in a drive-by shooting. A former Trump administration official named Mike Gill, fantastic person, was murdered last year in cold blood in a carjacking blocks away from the White House. We all knew him. Great person. Waiting for his wife as she was walking to the car. A Democrat congressman was also carjacked at gunpoint not far from the Capitol. And in 2023, an aide to Senator Rand Paul was stabbed in the chest and head by a demented lunatic as he walked down the street, just absolutely for no reason. Horrifically, last July 4th weekend, a 3-year-old girl was shot in the head and killed while sitting in a car near the Capitol. It's becoming a situation of complete and total lawlessness. And we're getting rid of the slums, too. We have slums here. We're getting rid of them. I know it's not politically correct. You'll say, oh, so terrible. No, we're getting rid of the slums where they live. Caravans of mass youth rampage through city streets at all times of the day. There are ATVs, motorbikes. They travel pretty well. Entire neighborhoods are now under emergency curfews. Just this past weekend, gunfire went through, and you saw that, the Navy Yard. I saw it this morning. They saw that they fought back against law. See, they fight back until you knock the hell out of them, because it's the only language they understand. But they fought back against law enforcement last night. And they're not going to be fighting back long, because I've instructed them and told them whatever happens, you know, they love to spit in the face of the police. As the police are standing up there in uniform, they're standing and they're screaming at them an inch away from their face. And then they start spitting in their face. And I said, you tell them, you spit and we hit. And they can hit real hard. It's a disgusting thing. I've watched that for years, for 3-4 years. I've watched them